In this episode, we're adding one of my favourite corals, another torch Indo master. Also, we've got a bit more SPS to add to that top bit of the aquascape, and we've got some pineapple sponges. You've guessed it, let's roll the titles. I hope you're all doing really well. I've just got off my holly bobs. Yeah, I went to Yorkshire, you probably guessed it. Picked up some tea bags, but we also spent 3 days up on the Yorkshire coast. Now, if you haven't been to the Yorkshire coast, not that I'm biased, but it's one of the best marine ecosystems in the world. Scarborough, Whitby and Filey. I had a lovely time with my little boy up on that coastline. If you haven't been, make sure you go. But when you live in Derby in the Midlands like I do, you do miss the sea. Hence why I have a marine tank to look at in my office. But one of the things that got me through my little holiday break was, and no joking aside, the little Google Nest camera. So at any point in the day or the night, you can actually tune in and look at your reef tank, and it's so reassuring just to see what's going on with your livestock whilst you're away. Now, the night vision is absolutely incredible. If you haven't seen the night shots on this Google Nest camera, then head over to my Instagram on Jay's Real Reef UK. I've had a lot of requests to post a video on there, so I've posted one, so go and check it out. Have a little look. I'm sure you'll be impressed, but I know it's a bit techy and it's a little bit of an extra bit, but I absolutely love it. The Google Nest camera. Anyway, over the last 24 hours since being back off my holidays, I've been spending a lot of money and a lot of time putting some new corals in this little Red Sea Max Nano tank. Now, 3 weeks ago, there was no way I was going to put any corals in this tank because I managed to strip out all the nutrients through water changes, cleaning of filters, and just over maintenance. Yeah, I don't know if that's a phrase in reefing, but I was just over maintaining the tank. But through a kind of 3-week recovery, adding phyto, AB+, copepods and live brine shrimp, we've managed to get those nutrient levels back up to a sustainable level. Now, the nitrates are at 4.53 parts per million and phosphates are at 0.07 parts per million. So now, with everything looking healthy, even the existing corals looking a lot happier, it's now time to put some new corals in this tank. And what better coral to start with than my favourite coral, a torch coral. Let's take a look. So I've just broken into it, and he's actually given me 2 of his stickers, so nice one, mate, appreciate that. They look absolutely awesome. They're definitely going in the reefing cupboard. Yeah, so that's who I bought the torch from. Oh, so it's in here. It is super well packaged. Awesome package. Let me just let me just get it out of here. So what I'll do is I'll get it out of the bag so you can have a little closer look. Then we're going to give it a few dips. Coral RX, we'll give it a bit of a sea chem dip as well, and see what it looks like. So I'll be back in a second. Just going to get it out of its packaging. So I've just started getting it undone, and actually there's 2 little coral containers, and awesome, mate. It's actually given me a little freebie. Tropic Thunder. I honestly do not know what a Tropic Thunder is. It looks like some sort of encrusting coral, but it's we'll have a little shufters at that and see what that looks like. Right, so let's show you what I've done then. So there is the new Indo Master Torch from Northern Reefer. I've just positioned it in the same place as the Dragon Soul. The Dragon Soul loved it there. Kind of medium to low flow, but also medium lighting, and it's a bit stressed out after its journey. You can see a little bit of gunk coming off of it, but that's all normal. Hopefully in about 6 hours time it looks starts looking back to full fitness, so I'll keep an eye on it over the next 6 hours. What else have I done? So I've just fastened or glued, should I say, these blastos down here. They're always shifting around because of the snail. You can see the snail's doing its lap of the tank there, on there. We've also repositioned the Dragon Soul, so the Dragon Soul is now up here. That's also closed up a little bit because I've obviously moved it. I'm still waiting to get this NEM out. I know it looks quite close, but it won't be touching, but I do need to get that NEM out. And then down here is the orange hammer, which I've kind of just put it onto the rockwork. So there we are. So how's it getting on? This is 24 hours after bobbing it in the tank, and there it is. Great polyp extension, looking super healthy. The coloration of this coral is absolutely insane. Even under white lights, it's super bright purple, gold, and then it's got these greeny coloured base there. I don't know if you can see that. It is absolutely stunning. So it's on the midsection of the aquascape. It's getting kind of turbulent random flow from the Tunzi up there, and also the return power nozzle up this side here. So it's getting turbulent random flow, kind of a medium flow, and also it's medium lighting in this area. So that's where all the torch corals are. I love putting them on the edge of the aquascape just to kind of add something to the shape of the aquascape, you know, to divert from the rock shape on the edges. So I do, as you notice, I do like to position them on the edges of the aquascape. But there we are. Absolutely stunning. So big thanks and big shout out to Northern Reefer. He is on Instagram. I know he has an awesome coral collection, and in particular his torch corals are stunning. So thank you so much, mate. Super well packaged, and I absolutely love it. I'm gonna go as far as saying it's my favorite torch in the tank. So yeah, there is it. That's what it looks like. Super happy. Like all reefers, I spend hours and hours looking at the tank, and if anything changes, even at a micro level, you spot it, don't you? You do. And if anything looks different or new, you start to panic automatically. You're like, oh no, what about me corals? What about me fish? What's this? And you head straight over to Google, type it in, and try and find a picture of what you're looking for. Everybody does it, and it's just one of those things. Anyway, what I did find was these translucent little plants, and they were growing in the sump and on the rockwork. And at first, when I first saw them, I thought that looks like it could be Aptasia, which is a really common anemone that grows in most reef tanks at some point along its journey. But on closer inspection, it didn't look like Aptasia. What I've got here, what I think I've got, and I'm going to show you the pictures, is something called pineapple sponges. Now these are a feature of a tank as it goes into its mature stage. So let me show you what I've spotted and see what you think. But yeah, I haven't made this up. Pineapple sponges. So here we have the pineapple sponges. This little bit of footage was taken at the rear of the aquascape, where it's a little bit darker and there's a little bit less flow, but you can see that translucent bulb shape that's just clinging to the rocks, and then those feathers, obviously, which is the pineapple shape, hanging down. Now I've also got an equal number of these in the sump, again where it's dark and where the flow is a little bit lower, and they are natural reef sponges. So all healthy reefs have sponges. They are natural filter feeders, so they'll filter the water and take out any excessive nitrates or phosphates from that water, and also help to polish it. So they are a good ally to have in the tank if you manage the numbers and keep them healthy. Pineapple sponges. Constantly learning. Who'd have thought that this thing is called pineapple sponges? Well, you probably all knew about them, but I didn't. I absolutely knew nothing about it. Never a dull day in this hobby, and never ever a cheap day either. Always challenges you, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's so addictive. Yeah, pineapple sponges. Something new. Anyway, let's get back on that coral trail. On Instagram about 5 weeks ago, I saw the most beautiful Acropora coral, SPS coral. It was reds, it was greens and yellows, and I was like, oh, I'd love that in my tank. I'd love it on the top of the aquascape. So I gave it a heart and gave it a message to the person who was selling the coral. Now that person was Signature Frags. Now Signature Frags is up in Mansfield in North Derbyshire. It's only 20 miles away. He's actually probably my closest coral farmer to where I live. So I had to get in contact with him, and I asked him if I could buy it. He said, no, you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait about 6 weeks. I like to make sure that things base out and it starts to branch, starts to grow before I release those corals. Yesterday, he messaged me to say that it was available and ready to pick up. So let's go and get it. Right, we're back on the road, and I'm going to go and collect another Instagram coral. It just seems to be one of them days where Instagram is coming good. I'm so glad. Well, I joined it about 2 months ago, and there's some amazing corals on there, and there's some very experienced reefers. Now, you probably saw the early part of the video where my Indo Master Torch Coral from Northern Reefer came. Now, that is in the little Red Sea Max Nano, and it's just bedding in. It's just settling in. So when we get back from this little road trip, I'll give you a little show around, see how it's getting on. It looked like it was doing pretty well in the first 2 or 3 hours, but those torches can be very temperamental. Anyway, the sun's out, and I've got me San Pellegrino on. Feels like holiday season, even though I can't go on holiday this year, which is a bit rubbish, but well, I've just been on holiday to Yorkshire. That's good. Good little holiday destination if you haven't been. Right, let's look at the new SPS edition. So there is the Favita plating Montiporo. Now it's absolutely covered the frag plug. So obviously, Signature Frags, they like to make sure that it's perfectly settled and actually growing out before they send it out. Here is the Acropora. That is an absolutely stunning piece. I need to get that in though. Pretty sharpish. And there's the Montipora as well. So 3 new SPS. We'll see how these get on. The other 3 are doing all right. One of them is a bit brown, but the other two, the Digitata and Montipora, are doing well. So we're going to get these in, fasten them into position, then we'll have a little look, see how they're getting on. But yeah, super happy with my latest SPS from Signature Frags. So here we are, 12 hours after adding those Signature Frags, and I am absolutely delighted with the way that they look. So there is the Acropora tenuis, and look at that one in the back. That green one there is absolutely insane. I'm not even running high blues and it's popping like mad already. And they've got some really nice polyp extension on it as well. Looks stunning. But there's the Acropora that drew me in to purchase from Signature Frags. It's absolutely stunning, colouring up already, nice little rose red colour. It's got greens on there, it's got yellows on there. When I do a Down on the Reef special, you should be able to see how beautiful it is. So now I've got 5 SPS up there. I've tried to space them out a little bit just so they've got room to grow out, and they've got their own little area to grow into. This area is high flow, with the Tunzi 6040, and it's also quite high lighting. Now one of the things I want to do over the next week or two is try and get a par meter and just see what the par is in terms of lighting on that top section there. But those are unreal. So happy with those new SPS. They look stunning, and yeah, super happy with those from Signature Frags. The third one, which is just down here, that's where it is there. That Favita, whatever it is, that's doing really well as well. It's settling. I'll try and get you around here so you can see. There you go. That one's settling in really nicely as well down there. Hopefully that'll plate over that area and make it look super nice. So yeah, absolutely delighted with those, and that up there is gonna look unreal. So thank you to Signature Frags for those new additions. Really happy. So the next plan is, which I know a few people keep asking me, is this area here. So I need to do some work down here next on the Zoa garden. I've got 3 colonies of Zoas, but I'm going to add about 4 or 5 more. I just want this area here to be so colourful and kind of mixed. Now, if you haven't seen the video, NanoTankReefer on YouTube, follow him, subscribe to him. His latest video is about top 5 beginner corals. Zoas come out number 1, and yeah, I'm going to add to my Zoa garden down here. I want it just to be so multicoloured, just so it really does shine. So that's over the next month or so, this is the area that I want to work on. It's under construction with the Zoa garden. Just a little update on the hammer. The hammer was on my last video actually, and it was really suffering, so I gave it a bit of a dip, and now it's coming back to life. I am really happy with those new SPS corals. In Yorkshire, we'd say they are Bobby Dazzlers. They are Bobby Dazzlers. Super bright. The coloration is unreal. The basing out at the bottom, really healthy frags, and I'm really happy that I've got those in the little stick garden at the top of the aquascape. So thank you to signaturefrags.com. I have put a link in the description, so if you're in the market for checking out some new corals, click on the link. Yeah, go down now, click on that link, signaturefrags.com. They've got a really nice LPS section, and the SPS is unreal. Go and check it out, and you'll probably also notice that I got 3 frags this time from signaturefrags.com, and the reason why that is because they gave me a little bit of a deal. Now that deal was 3 for 2, so your cheapest coral you get free. Now I got the green SPS coral at the back, which is now ironically my favourite coral. I got that one free with the 3 for 2. Your cheapest one is your freebie one. So if you also want a free coral we work pretty hard. Well, we work too hard for our money, don't we? And coral shopping is very expensive. If you want a bit of a deal on some corals, yeah, in the checkout of signaturefrags.com, go to checkout, enter discount code JRRUK 3 for 2, and you will also get the same deal that I got as well on your new Frags purchase. So yeah, go and have a look. If you don't want any corals, don't go. But if you do, they are really good and also a really good deal. Anyway, tonight is the live stream. The sun is also shining, so join us with a beer and a gin from the garden. Yeah, it's really good. Nice little bit of reefing chat, and also we have a few jokes and a bit of a laugh as well, which is really, really nice. So if you can join us for that, it's over on Moggs' aquarium. His link is in the description as well. Click on the link and then head over to there at 8 PM every Friday for our live stream. So I'm going to wrap up the video there. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you for watching this edition or episode, and a big thumbs up.